welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Birds and the Buccaneers, and it's coming up next.
With the eyes of the world watching, it's time for the biggest event of the year, as we're proud to welcome you to the Super Bowl. Tonight, the Lombardi Trophy's in the building, and we've got a fight to see who's gonna raise it. Between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more likely is going to come away with the win.
So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into these short yardage situations around the goal line, he finds a way to get in. But it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. No connection on the last play, and out third down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. A big 34-yard pickup there. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Well, the pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, didn't it? And it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
And no one had a shot at that. It's at the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Well, the QB right there, he put it pretty close to the sidelines to begin with. And the defender, well, that was a nice job. Just simply put a hand out there and let me just encourage the ball to fall incomplete.
And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
It's a fake pitch into the tight end. He does it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles finish up an excellent opening series. Dallas Goedert the touchdown. Wow, the absolute guts on this coach, Brock. Not only to pass on a field goal to attempt the fake, but then to do it with a running play.
Not a lot of these coaches are going to second-guess themselves right in the moment. But if he had the guts to make that call, he clearly saw something that told him they could pull it off, and lo and behold, they run it in.
Oh, it's a fake. Looks like they're going to throw. That's caught in the end zone, so no garden variety point after there. They run the fake pass for an 8-0 lead and leave that opposing sideline stunned. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Bucky Irving now to return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. So here now are the Buccaneers on offense to begin their first drive. They're brought out by a former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield.
There's just certain quarterbacks, the way they run on the field. You just say their name and just some adjectives and attributes pop up right away. For Baker Mayfield, scrappy, tough, a will to win. I'm not surprised at all to see himself back in the starting role. Not surprised at all to see him flourish. The dude is mentally tough, he's mentally strong, and he typically makes the most of his opportunities.
And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. James Bradbury up from the secondary for that tackle. Second down now, 7 to go. Baker now from the gun. On the move, headed right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Godwin sent in motion right. 3rd down, here's Mayfield. He's on the move. Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
An individual player taking over a drive isn't limited to just skilled players on the offense. If a defender gets in a groove like this, he can wreck a drive single-handedly with his pass rush. That is back-to-back sacks for him now. And it sure seems like whatever move he's throwing out there, it's working.
It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. Nice 12-yard pickup on the return. And the Eagles will take possession. A play fake now Hurts to throw. Completes this one to Jahan Dotson. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. It's a gain of 22. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. He was looking for Dallas Goedert there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Hurts throwing again. He's going to push one deep down the right. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended target. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on...
Oh, and they're going to fake this one. This is caught. And they'll bring him down, but not before the fake gets them a first down.
You know what, Kate, this reminds me of? It reminds me of Hoosiers, when the character says, I'll make it. When the coach makes that kind of call and puts the trust in the kicker, well, the kicker's got to make it. He's got to deliver, and he does just that with a great throw and a big-time play.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up. Here's Hurts. And he scores! It's a Philadelphia touchdown! The Eagles grow their lead touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. And no, they faked it! And I suspect it'll be a long time before they call a fake extra point again. That was a disaster. Never got close.
You know, that's a call you might see in the college game, but it's pretty dead and gone from the NFL, and for good reason. Even catching them off guard, the chance for success, extremely low.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here's Irving. And this drive will start inside the 25. So the Buccaneer offense getting out there for their second drive. And it was a situation they prepared for, no doubt, Brock, but hopes that they wouldn't see. They're down early in the biggest game of the year.
Hey, listen, nobody said winning championships was easy. This is an early test of whether they've got the resiliency to win it all. And we know this. When that final second ticks off, most Super Bowl champions, they've been the most resilient players, too.
Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. Here's the give to Irving. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
Right back to Irving now. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
And he'll get them enough for a first down.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
First down, and they go right back to him. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Josh Sweat making the stop. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Mayfield now. Blitz coming. That's complete, Mike Evans. And they make the tackle at the 38. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. First down, here's Baker. The screen pass falls incomplete.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Throwing again is Baker. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
And the Birds bring out the nickel look. 3rd down coming up. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Escapes the pocket.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Hurts to throw. That's caught by A.J. Brown. 16 yards on the play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
That's the end of one here in Super Bowl 59. It's a 2-score game early. We'll return to New Orleans right after this. Welcome back. The team is set, so let's get back to it. 2nd quarter of Super Bowl 59 from New Orleans. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that's just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. It was Devontae Smith, the intended receiver. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Now Hurts. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Devontae Smith, the intended target. So that brings up 4th and long. Jake Elliott out to put up 3 for the Eagles. From the right hash, 55 yards out. The tight end gets it on the fake. Broke through the tap. There he goes on the right side. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. Eagles take a 20-zip lead. Dallas Goedert the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Well, I think we can all agree, partner, that call came at the perfect time to fool him. Or in this case, catch him totally off guard and take it in for a touchdown.
And that really is saying something because you know that sidelines is screaming, watch the fake, got to be ready for it no matter what the situation is. So to beat him for 6 on a fake, well, it shows 2 things, how well it was disguised and more.
Oh, look at this, they're faking it. They got it, that's caught for 2, so the fake works out. They surprise him by adding 2 to their lead.
That is a big-time call. I'm not going to lie. It took some serious guts to call. Had a long way to go to pull it off, but his faith in the special teams unit, it's rewarded.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here's Irving. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Tampa Bay are ready to head out to the field. And things are really getting away from them, so an important moment here to try and get a sustained possession going. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Now a carry by Irving. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Mayfield now from the gun. Complete to his man, Sterling Shepard. They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Builds up this one off to his running back, complete. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Zach Bond with the tackle.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Completes this one to Otten.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Third and short, Mayfield. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Tampa Bay in punt formation now. Back deep for the Eagles, Britton Covey. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. It's fielded at the 14. Jukes out a one-stop. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up, past their own 30. Good return here of 19 yards. And they're going to take over possession. Ball at the 33 for first down. On the play fake, it's Hurts. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's incomplete. Second down coming up. They run it with Saquon Barkley. This is ahead for about 5. Not able to get away from the big Vita Vea. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on third down. Throwing from the gun. He puts some power on a deep one left. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. That one intended for Jahan Dotson. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. The Eagles are in punt formation. And we've seen this before. It's a fake. And they got home, sacked him on 4th down. We've got a turnover on downs, and the defense takes over in plus territory.
Well, they tried the fake, but no one was fooled. Defenders saw right through that attempt to sell that punt. Clearly, this squad did their homework this week, and they knew that was coming on 4th down.
1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Got his target, it's Otten. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
He's got it near the 10. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal. Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he's able to fight this down to the 2. That's a gain of 8, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. With a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Mayfield now on 3rd and goal. He's on the move. And they take this in for the score. The Buccaneers fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. Baker Mayfield the touchdown. McLaughlin tacks on the extra point. And the Buccaneers cut the lead down to 15. The Bucs get lined up and they will kick this away. Covey now to return this. And look at this return. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled. The Eagles about set to go on offense. On the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. They go play action here. That's caught at the 25. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down. Hurts setting up to throw. Taken in by Smith. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down. Hurts throwing again. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have 2nd down coming up. Hurts looking to throw. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Ooh, that looked like a pick for a second, but it hits the end zone grass. They are very fortunate to get this one back, but now they've got 4th down. It's a fake pitch into the tight end. And they were all over this one. They stop him short, and the fake fails. The fake field goal does not get it done. This is going to be a turnover on downs. Here come the Bucs on offense now. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. On the give, this is Irving. He's fighting for it, but will not get there. They stall the run out, and that's a safety.
Okay, you could just feel it, right? Right off the snap, you just got that sense at the line of scrimmage. When those big guys defensively win it right off the jump, right at the line of scrimmage down here at the goal line, well, they've got a chance to put 2 points on their ledger. That's well done by those big boys defensively.
So after the safety, we're going to see a free kick from the 20-yard line. He fields this at the 18. Juke the defender. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Catch is made down the right sideline. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles boat racing them to the halftime locker room. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. And you gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
The tight end gets it on the fake. And I suspect it'll be a long time before they call a fake extra point again. That was a disaster. Never got close. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here's Irving. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Bucs offense taking over late in the half. And we're a shade away from 50 seconds to go in the half. That's enough time to put something together. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Eagles get to it! And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
Woo, very fortunate that didn't go as a turnover. So that brings up 2nd down. Throwing here, Hurts. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles boat racing them to the halftime locker room. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. And that is his 3rd touchdown catch. Certainly enough to call this a very good game for him. And we're still in the opening half, so what else might he accomplish before we're done here? Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Oh, there he goes. It's a fake. And he isn't able to get in here. That lead's going to stay right where it is.
You know, that's a call I'll see in the college game, but it's pretty dead and gone in the NFL, and for good reason. Even when you catch him off guard, the chances for success are extremely low. Can't do it.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here's Irving. He stopped on the return at the 27. Their offense headed out now. Not much time left before the half. And we'll see if they try to establish some positive momentum before halftime here, Brock, or if they just choose to head off and lick their wounds. From the gun, Mayfield. Grabbed by Chris Godwin. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Tampa spends its 2nd timeout now. Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. That pass complete to Irving. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Zach Bond with the tackle. 2nd and 8. This is caught by Trey Palmer. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Chase McLaughlin now to try the Buccaneers field goal. It's from the right hash, 46 yards. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And the deficit shrinks to 26.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Breaks another tackle, but the ball's out. The ball is out. And the offense gets it back, but of little consequence here. We've reached halftime in this one. So we have reached halftime in Super Bowl 59 from New Orleans. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. And what a season this has been, and it is nearing a conclusion. You guys enjoy the show out there. We'll get it back out to you, too, in just a moment.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the 2nd half. Final halftime adjustments of the season are out of the way. It's time to put them into action here. Quarter 3 of the Super Bowl is underway. He stopped on the return at the 27. Time for us to get another look at this Tampa Bay offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 27-yard line.
They kick the running back in motion. Irving hauls it in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Irving on the inside give. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Evans brings in the slant. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 31-yard play. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down. They send the tight end in motion. 1st down, here's Baker. Cut out left. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Baker now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play. It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got them equipped to see what's going on the field, not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
The kick by McLaughlin is good. And they make it a 3-score game again at 23 points. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had... Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. He breaks the tackle. And some great extra effort to keep that run going for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. From the 41. Is finds Smith. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles push their lead further to start the half. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. A 4th for him in this game, and 1 more ties the record. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
That one right down the middle. And the Eagles grow their lead yet again. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Now the Buccaneers set to take the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. On target to Godwin. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they've made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes. And it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do.
And they get to him again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with 3rd down.
These scouts in the NFL, man, they scour the country, right? Coast to coast. You know what they're looking for with defensive players? They are looking for game wreckers. And that is exactly what this defender has done. He has wrecked this offense with back-to-back sacks. This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Begins his return at the 16. Escapes a defender. And he's out of bounds after some great work on that return. Huge return here as he picks up 30. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And you can see in these clips, Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line. 1st and 10. A play fake now hurts to throw. He's got Smith. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. They strike for 23 yards. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They've got 1st down from the 31. On the play fake, it's Hurts. Heaves this one for the back of the end zone. And he sails that one over the end zone. Thought he had a touchdown there. And it sets up 2nd down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. And he brings it in, but got too close to the sideline there. They're ruling him out of bounds. We've got 3rd down.
That's simply a difficult tightrope walk to stay in bounds on a catch that far downfield. What an effort. Just too difficult a play to make. Incomplete. That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
It's a fake pitch into the tight end. And they'll bring him down. The fake does not work. The fake field goal does not get it done. This is going to be a turnover on downs. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. The Buccaneer offense back out for another series. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy in midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down. That one's complete right side. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Eagles territory.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Irving here from the gun. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Milton Williams making the stop. They pick up one on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. Mayfield now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. And down he goes. The Eagles got him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
These quarterbacks are so good with their clock in their head between the tackles. But you get outside the pocket, and you've got to have that same ability. If you hesitate for a second, the defenses with their speed at this level, they'll find a way to bring you to the ground.
The Eagles and receiver Devontae Smith returning to the field. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He'll get this one to Brown. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. 1st and 10, here's Hurts. He fires one deep down the middle. This is caught inside the 15. This play goes for 36. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he stopped, so that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd. So we're winding down to the end of the 2024 season. That's the end of 3 in Super Bowl 59. The Eagles have the lead here and are looking at a potential 2nd title. Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Off the play fake, he'll throw. And he scores! It's a Philadelphia touchdown! The Eagles continue adding to an insurmountable lead. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you could put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here's Irving. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Another drive coming up for this offense. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's Baker to throw. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
3rd down, here's Mayfield. He throws a bullet deep to their... It's complete! Oh my, they left him wide open downfield. And they're going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers putting up points in a game decided. McLaughlin's extra point is up and good. And the Buccaneers cut into the lead by another point. The Bucs get lined up and they will kick this away. Covey now to return this. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. First down, a run with Barkley. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
It's a design boot. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended target. But still plenty of options left on 3rd and short. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 35 out of that one. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
On first down, Hurts. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. Well, we put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out. Took his shot at 6 that time. So 2nd down coming up. Hurts throwing again. Smith pulls this one in along the sideline. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Eagles running them out of the building. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. The 5th of the game for him, tying the NFL single-game record. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now, to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles continue piling on to this lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here's Irving. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The offense headed back to the field. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. First and 10, it's Mayfield. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball, left side. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free, incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Throwing again is Baker. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away, incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin on that play. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. From the gun, Mayfield. Buys time. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Yeah, this has been flawless, really, from every side, Kate. In order to get to double-digit sacks, it requires a tremendous amount of work leading up to this game, but then ultimately the execution of everybody. This has been the acronym of team. Together, everyone achieves more, and more is 10 sacks.
And he didn't quite break it, but still an excellent return that gets him up near midfield. The Eagles and A.J. Brown getting set for another look on offense here. With touchdowns on their last 2 drives, Brock, they're playing some of their best offense here. Could they try for 3 in a row despite the lead? Let's find out. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. They go to Barkley again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Hurts now from the gun. He beams one deep right side. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down. Their punter making his way out now. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter. And we've seen this before. It's a fake. And the fake's not going to pay off as that winds up incomplete. And the fake punt is not going to keep things going, Brock. He winds up short. They're going to turn this football over on downs.